we've been offered Keith Thurman, who else? Broner. We've been offered all these big names that we've said yes to every single one, and it just
Then
hasn't.
they hear
out.
about your name. Your name gets around the gyms.
Well, that's the thing. So because people have seen me fight, and I don't have any crazy knockout power. Sometimes I haven't got the guys out of there when I should have. And I just haven't had some of the great performances. But people forget that, you know, what you see in that tiny little time frame isn't the whole entire package.
Right.
I'm down here, and I've been hired by 26 world champions now to help get them ready for fights. And I've went very, very long and far with them, and a lot of people know what's going on when people get tired and all of a sudden they suffocate and they can't finish the rounds. Word gets around, you know. I just got a call today to go box Sean Porter next week to help him out with Crawford. So everybody knows, but that's the thing, because I haven't been up there with big backing or funds. No one outside the boxing industry really knows who I am.
Exactly.
But the core fighters know who I am in the fight game. All you got to do is call Vegas, and everybody knows who Cody Crowley is.
Quick question about specifically about the few times you sparred with Floyd. Again, there's not too many boxers can say they shared the ring with Floyd. So what can you say you learned, especially for any up and coming boxers that are watching this right now, inspired by your story? How, you know, what can you say you learned from sharing the ring with you know, one of the greatest ever?
Well, yeah, actually, so Floyd, when I boxed him the very first time, it was actually I had my very first out of body experience during that time. It was only about, of course, you know how the sparrings, sometimes there's rounds, sometimes there's no rounds. So you know,
the doghouse, right? The doghouse is what they call it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell, you know, where you're at. And of course, it started off. Once again, the Canadian relentless tenacity and willpower of never giving up.
Canadian, man.
We got a call, because everyone knows who Ibn is in Vegas, my coach. And they always know he has fantastic fighters. So anytime Floyd fights, his phone's always ringing. And he's like, yes, I got a great kid here, matches up perfectly, we'll bring him down. And Ibn got tied up. He was busy doing something. So I just showed up all by myself. And I showed up at the front door, and Boza, the sparring manager, is like, whoa, back up. You don't fit it. You said you were 147 pounds. You look about 165, 170. You're supposed to be 5'6", and you have to be 5'10". It's not going to work. But I didn't say nothing. I walked in, I sat down there, and I showed up every single day for 2 weeks. And I think it was the end of the third week where just randomly, after everyone was waiting there for like 3 hours, word around the gym was that Floyd was in a bad mood. Something happened. He's coming in to kill somebody. And then he comes in through the door, and someone says, "Yo, Canada, you're up."
Like, yo, Canada, you're up.
Yeah, they don't even know my name, right? They just see the red and white boxing gear. And so now I get told you're up, and my whole entire life starts flashing in front of my face, right? I'm like, what am I doing? I'm from Peterborough. I'm here in the ring against Floyd Mayweather. My boxing coach wasn't even there at the time. I had my friend who's a chef with me doing up my gloves, and we're looking across the ring, and I'm like, we got this, right? And we both look across, and there's Floyd Jr. and Floyd Sr. across the corner against me and my 60-year-old chef friend.
Wow.
We went in there, and after about 5 or 6 minutes, of course, it's hard to tell, there's where you're at, right?
Yeah.
And so probably about 5 or 6 minutes, and I was totally gassed. All the adrenaline. I went in there. I shot my load, and I couldn't even hold my hands up. And all of a sudden, time froze. and I came outside of my body, and I was like hovering up in the corner, and I seen everything. I seen Floyd, I seen me, and I seen about 300 people surrounding the ring, just banging on it, just screaming at me, "You're gonna die! White boys get knocked out! All boo! All this stuff." And in my mind, it felt like time froze for 5 minutes. It was probably only about 5 seconds, but I ran through my whole life like, "What are you doing? You already got kicked in the face by a girl and lost. You already went to Vegas and you got your face punched in. You called your mom and you went back home.
Yeah.
Now you're in the ring here, and it's only you're into a couple rounds, and you're gonna quit. If you quit right now, you're gonna quit at every single thing you do in life,
Right.
or you're gonna get up and you will keep fighting until the day you die." And I got up, and 38 minutes later, he taps me on the shoulder and says, "Good job," and rolls out of the ring when Floyd's done.
Yeah.
So
38 minutes later, he said.
yeah, I remember those times because that was a lot of pain endured.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And because once again, that's something I was relying on earlier in my career. When I don't have the technique or the God-given natural talent, what I do have is determination and willpower, that I can suffer more than you. There's nothing you can do that will make me back down. I will keep coming. I can endure more pain than you.
Oh, definitely. I've heard quotes saying that watching you fight is literally like watching somebody turn a switch on, and it's just go, and that's you. That's
Yes.
how you've been described. It's like in that Rocky movie, Over the Top, where when Sylvester Stallone he plays the arm wrestler, and he turns the hat backwards. That's what people say that you fight like, is that it's literally like turning on a switch and letting you loose, and just you wreak havoc.
I try. Yeah, that's really all I do. And it worked out great.
Yeah.
And so much that Floyd used me as the main chief sparring partner for that fight. And then when he fought Connor, he called me again and used me for that as well. And I remember there was times. It's hard being a sparring partner and still, for somebody of that caliber, because every single day you're on call 24 hours.
Right.
So you can get a call. For the Conor McGregor fight, the earliest I got called was 10 p.m. We were in the gym pretty much every night at 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. So I'm trying to get ready for my own fight and train, but then at the same time, I have to make sure that if I get called at any moment, I can go and perform. But so I remember one week he didn't spar at all. And Ibn's like, "Yo, we got to fight in 2 weeks." Like, okay, yeah, I know you need the money. This is good experience, but maybe we should just dip out and do our own thing because you need to be ready for your fight. So this was a Saturday at like noon. He's like, "All right, Floyd's done for the week. I'm going to dog you out right now because we got to start working and getting in shape. You just had the whole week off." So he killed me for about 3 hours in the gym. I get home, grab my girl. We go to a smoothie shop. I place my order. And then the phone rings off. Be at the gym in 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
And then so I go. I can't even lift my arms, and I go in the ring and box Floyd 12 rounds.
Oh
wow!
Wow!
So getting put when you ask the question, what did you learn about the Mayweather experience?
Yeah,
I learned that no matter what situation you're in, no matter how your body physically feels or mentally feels, you can learn how to adapt and become the eye of the storm and manage your own energy levels. Okay. So that's what I learned. That
the mental toughness is what you got.
Yes, it doesn't matter if I have zero energy or not. I can get in the ring and I can box 12 rounds because I'm going to use my gas accordingly, and I'm going to put my foot on and off the gas on calculated decisions, and I'm going to work your gas pedal at the same time to even out my gas pedal. So that's basically what he taught me, is that there's no limitations, only the limitations that you put on yourself.
That's some honest to God truth right there, man.
Yeah,
that's so true.
And then